What is up, everyone? It's your boy Edgar Ibarra, and I have a very special guest from All We Have, the movie. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Brie.
Hello, my name is Brie Zepeda. I'm born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. Super happy to be here.
Brie, awesome. So thank you for coming on, this Facebook Live. I want to give it like a show name, but it doesn't have a name. So, but whatever. Like, we're here to talk about All We Have, and you are an actress in All We Have. So, Brie, I want to hear everything from your experience on the set, jumping into the craft, jumping into the acting, everything from your behalf. But before that, let me go ahead and jump into one big announcement. The major announcement that I made yesterday was that Harkins, I found out, is giving All We Have a second week run. So yes, the movie did that great this past opening weekend. Let me go ahead and actually throw up a montage of pictures. Um, so the film premiere went so well because Tucson came out in such full force to support this film, this Tucson, Arizona film that Harkins basically said, "Hey, congrats! Your numbers were really, really strong, especially given that we're a micro budget independent film."
Mhm.
And what we have on screen right there is the Q&A afterwards. Given all the odds that we're up against as a film, all we have, especially when we have Wonder Woman right next door, we've got Denzel Washington in the other theater and
Mhm.
the little things. So yeah, and then of course, once in a century, hopefully it's just once in a century pandemic. We are
Mhm.
the underdog, and so despite that, a lot of people came out, and my thanks and my heart goes out to everyone that did come out that said, you know what, I'm gonna vote for this film with my money. I'm gonna vote for this film with my presence here at the theater. So I appreciate everyone that came out, and as a result, again, the big announcement was that yesterday, the big announcement was that Harkin said, all right, we're going to go into week number two. Bam. I honestly, I hoped for it, and I was happily surprised that it happened. But now here we go, full force into week number two as we wrap up week number one. So week number one wraps up this coming Thursday. So Bree, this montage is almost up, but these are all people, Bree. I mean, you've seen them here in Southern Arizona when
Mhm.
you're here. I understand you're in Los Angeles right now, but basically, like, look at all the people that came out to say, you know what, we're going to support this movie. Your thoughts and feelings,
Incredible.
Brie?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I mean, like you said, especially being in the middle of a pandemic, where your money goes is more important than ever now. And the fact that people really showed up and gave their money to support this movie is like so heartwarming, and I love my community. I love Tucson. So thank you everybody that came out. And I'm excited because I get to see the film too next week. I'll be coming from LA. So I'm just have all kinds of warmth in my heart for everyone that supported this film. So
Awesome,
thank
Brie.
you.
And you're pumped to see it on the big screen. How do you feel about that?
So pumped. So pumped. I mean, my abuelita, she's 94 years old, and
Are you gonna bring her?
she I'm gonna bring her, and she's gonna
Yeah,
double mask, she's gonna wear a shield, like everything, but
good.
she's so excited. And
Every
she go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go ahead. You go ahead. Finish up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just being so old, she doesn't have much to do and many places to go, and the fact that she gets to see her granddaughter in a movie on the big screen is something that I really wanted for her before she passed. So I'm so happy about it.
Awesome, Brian. So let me go ahead and close out. I think we have just a few more photos of everyone who came on out because I want people to understand like this is how this happened. This is how this second run happened because people came out in full force and said, you know what, I believe in this. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
this film, and I'm gonna go over there and enjoy it. And so that's literally how it happened. But coming back on camera, Brie, I do want to address very, very quickly. Okay, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Last final graphic now playing at the Harkins Theaters, Tucson Spectrum 18 on the south side, I-19 in Irvington, ladies and gentlemen, various shows, and there is a link to buy some tickets in the body of the description of this video. So, Bree, very quickly, let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Global
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, we're asking people to come to the movies, but it's not that, from all of the stories in my day job, I'm a cameraman on Channel 4 News. It's not that people are being asked to not go to the movies. It's just that you can do so, but just do it safely. And I'm sorry, you have
Mm-hmm.
to wear a mask. They do want that at the
Mm-hmm.
theater, but no one's saying don't enjoy a movie. I want you to enjoy the movie. I want everyone to enjoy all we have. So just do it safely. We just ask that everyone, including myself, we wear masks, social distance, all that stuff. You can do this and you can do this safely. Amber Weinstock, how are you? Heart, 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 heart. Thank you so
Hi,
much,
Amber.
Amber, for always supporting. Okay, so. Uh, yeah, like let's go ahead and talk about where people can get tickets, Bree, very quickly. If they just go on over to this screen right here, where they see the Harkins website, and then of course all we have is at the very top, and then you go to the actual page for itself. You select the day and the time from the drop-down menu, and bam. Just like you're gonna go watch Wonder Woman, for example, you can select all we have, and there it is right there. So let's go ahead and bring us back up on screen. Yes, Amber, you and Christina, I wanted to make sure to get that photo of you guys in there because you guys came on out to support, and you guys are part of the Arizona film community or the Southern Arizona film community who came out and made that happen. So, Bree, what was your what was your technique in order to be able to bring your character and all we have to life? Because this is not, it's not a zombie film, it's not a cowboy, it's or Western film. You know what I mean? Like this movie is what it is. And so, talk to me about
Mhm.
your experience on the set.
Yeah, I mean, slice of life movies, movies that surround these kinds of topics are my favorite to do because they're so real and they're so honest. And so when I got cast in this movie, I was in my senior year at the University of Arizona studying acting. So I was, deep into my craft. I was very excited for it. I think the more life experience that I attain and the more people I talk to and the different kinds of people that I engage with and really like have a genuine conversation with them, I think that's almost my favorite kind of training. Learning from others and how they react and respond to different things. I think people are so terribly interesting, and that's why I do what I do. But it was a really good time. I implemented a lot of techniques from acting school that I had learned, and also just coming from my soul, being a person that's lived a lot of life, what it at least feels like to me. And it was so natural. The cast was amazing. Everybody was so fluid, like a lot of great on-screen chemistry. So I couldn't have asked for a better cast and a better crew, honestly. So
Yeah,
thank you for that.
yeah, you're very welcome. And I had a lot of fun putting this together because my two cents is yes, there are certain things in the structure of the story that, have to be executed in a very certain way for a very certain effect. But then there's also the need to give you guys, actors and actresses, the space to do your thing because as a human
Mhm.
being, just on the very on the very most basic of levels as a human being, you bring your own flavor of doing things or delivering a certain line or a certain way or standing a certain way. And I wanted to
Mhm.
you guys many times act as actors and actresses would say, Edgar, what if I stood like this because my actor's going or my actor, my character's going through
Mhm.
this and he's feeling this in the moment. And my two cents is help me understand, convince me. And then, a lot of times it was,
Mhm.
okay, cool, I like that idea, let's go with that. Or maybe not, you know what I mean? But how
Definitely.
important is that, Bree, to have that on set? Because I know that not every set is the same, but that I like to provide that.
Of course, and you did very much. You gave us room to explore the character and all of those great things. I think physicality, like you were saying, is a pivotal part in like portraying the character in their life because everyone carries themselves differently. Everyone walks around this world differently, and I had to really, ask myself some questions about my character and really get to know her on a level that's just very basic and human, like you were saying. And so I would write stream of consciousness as my character in journals before the night before we shoot,
Mhm.
and just like how she sees the world and what she wants out of life, and what she wants people to perceive her as. A lot of what we do in our everyday lives is based on what we want people to perceive of us, right?
Yep.
And so she was a lot of fun to dive into, and we had a lot of great similarities as well, so that obviously helped add to the character some authenticity.
Now, Bree, I know that you've been acting for a while since high school. I believe you went to Cienega High
Yeah,
School?
I did know
No.
Cienega.
Okay, so you went to
Great
Cienega High
memory.
School, and I know that you've been acting there for or from their starting, for a good number of years and whatnot. So I want to ask you a little bit about that. But
Yeah.
first, let's go ahead and run the trailer, just for anyone who out there who hasn't seen the trailer. But of course, I have to the point where I want to pull my eyeballs out of my head sometimes. But it's still a nice trailer though. So let's go ahead and run that, Bree, and then we'll come back because I want to hear. I want to go ahead and hear from you, like just with regards to your two cents. If anyone out there is contemplating, like, should I be an actress? Should I try to be an actress? What is required of me as a human being, as a person, as a professional, etc. So, uh,
Gotcha.
let's go ahead and come on back to you right after the trailer, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And those are the wrong screens. Okay, here we go.
Here, take my hand. This is it.
Oh! What's your problem? Yeah, I hope the rest of your stuff falls too.
Sorry about earlier.
Can I help you with something?
Do you want to ride?
You still owe me.
What?
Yeah, the ride.
Taxi for Miss Natalia? Where would you like to go today?
Do you like riddles? Surprise!
Are you two dating? If you hurt her in any way, oh,
Look, man, you don't know me. But I suggest you get that macho bullshit out of my face before I put you in your place, homie.
I just tried to make some little shit.
Apparently,
You don't know me.
I'm falling in love with you.
What did I say? Did I say something wrong?
Here, take my hand. This is it.
All right, everyone, that's right. All we have tickets are now on sale. They have been on sale for quite some time before the February 26th opening day, but it has opened this past Friday, February 26th, at the Harkins Theater's Tucson Spectrum on the south side off of I-19 and Irvington. Let me go ahead and take you on over to the page itself. This is what that's going to look like. If you just Google Harkins Tucson Spectrum 18, you'll go to the main page of the many pages, Harkins offers of the many theaters they have throughout the country. And then you just find all we have. It's right there at the very top because of the letter A, like Apple. I learned that on Sesame Street. But yeah, I know. There's my cheesiness that I wrote into the script, Brie.
Love it.
So then afterwards, yeah, you click on all we have, and then you have the drop down menu right there for the day, and then you just select your time, select your tickets, select your seats. Comes up right on the screen. Simple as that. Just like you're gonna go watch Wonder Woman, just like you're gonna go watch any Denzel movie. Let's go ahead and bring us back on screen, Bree. Again, big announcement was that yesterday Harkins informed me that the numbers and the turnout was so strong this past weekend, opening weekend, that they said basically, congratulations, let's go into week number two. And I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So I was beyond elated yesterday. So, Bree, back to acting. So,
Yes.
you've been acting for quite a number of years. I mean, even going back to high school at Cienega High School. Talk to me about what goes into it and the reality of the acting, not the sexy side, not the Oscars and the red carpets and
Mhm,
the Golden Globes. Let's talk about the reality of it because I
mhm.
want to talk reality because I want people out there to really hear what you have to say to then analyze like, is this for me? Should I at least even try it? You have the floor, Brie.
Totally, yeah. So I began acting when I was 8 years old, actually.
Okay.
My, yeah, I went and saw a show at a local high school, and it really pulled me out of like kind of a dark place I was in because of my parents' divorce, and it reignited my spark in life. And I've since then always wanted to be able to give that to people. So that's why I got into acting in the first place. I think starting from there, get into this field because you want to do something like that for other people, right?
Yeah.
It should start with gratitude. It should start with something in service to others. And then if you love it, great, even better, go for it. I would say that besides, the Oscars and all the glam of being an actor, um, a lot of it is not what it seems. I'd say it's very specific and it's meant for people who know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
So I moved out to Los Angeles after I graduated with my acting degree at the University of Arizona. Came out here, and all of a sudden I was a small fish in the ocean,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Whereas in Tucson, I had grown and I had been in theaters and in films and in commercials and everything, and I decided to go out and into a bigger pasture for this field.
Bree, that sounds like
I would
that sounds
say
like growth when you step outside of your comfort zone. That sounds like growth to me.
Absolutely. And it's very easy to get like comfortable in a small lake, you know, where you've reached the peak, but there's always more to do and more to grow and things to see and experiences to have. So that's what I wanted to do. And it was scary. It was scary, but
Yeah.
a lot of it is self-management. I would say that when you're an actor, you're your own CEO of your own company.
Hmm.
So you have to market yourself, brand yourself. In the age of social media, it can be daunting to do that, but social media is a big part of it too. They want to see that you're active and you're making things, you know, make things for yourself. If people don't make them for you, write them for yourself. That's what I've
Yes.
always really believed in. And they want to see that. They want to see that you're training. And when I say they, I mean casting directors, agencies that might want to represent you. You can't really just walk into an agency with nothing on your plate or on your resume. You have to at least be in training of some sort, because they love to see when people are constantly working at the craft. Because once training ends, I mean, training never ends. That's basically what I'm saying. Training should never end. Even the people who are out there acting in the big time movies, you know, Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman, she's training all the time in combat. She's doing, you know, Stanislavski, I'm sure she's doing all kinds of things. So it's just really being involved and really in with the craft and participating in it. Also, there are, you know, a lot of ebbs and flows in the industry, right? It's not a normal job where you get to, you know, have a guaranteed work.
Yeah.
So there's going to be things where you're going to have, you know, maybe a day job or something else that you do. For instance, like I'm a self-defense instructor. I do all of my own stunts and all of those things. And I just fell in love with Krav Maga, this particular style of self-defense. And now I teach people that for private lessons. So find something that might align with your love for acting and also help you in a different way to make you stand out. You know, I would say it's a lot of work, but the work is so rewarding if your heart is in the right place.
Let's go ahead and talk about rejection because a lot of people see
Mhm.
rejection as a bad thing. I don't even like to call it rejection, Brie. I like to call it learning experiences. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or maybe just what maybe the role just wasn't for you, but as long as you walk away knowing that you did the best that you can and maybe they just
Mhm.
weren't looking for you and whatnot. So but yeah, actors and actresses should not take it personal. Right? Like they should basically grow off of each and every single time that they step out of an audition, correct?
Exactly. And I think one book actually in particular that I think would be very helpful for people who are wanting to get into acting, it's not an acting book at all. It's called The Four Agreements.
Yes.
Sure you've heard of it, by
Yep.
Don Miguel Ruiz. A few of the agreements are don't judge, don't take things personally, and be impeccable with your word, right? Those are some of them. And I think that's key when dealing with rejection. Because like you said, right, you could have been great and perfect for it, but maybe not the exact fit,
Yeah.
right? But if you do your best in every audition and you give your honest self and the work to the character, they're going to notice that. So even if you did get rejected from something, it is possible, and it's happened to me, where they say, "Oh, we remember your audition tape from so and so.
Yep.
We now have the perfect role for you. Are you interested?"
Yep.
So even if you think you might not get it, you have these thoughts going on in your head, just do your best. That's all you can do. And people will take notice. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the auditioning process will get easier and a lot less stressful. You just have to get your foot in the door and face it, you know?
Very cool, Bree. Well, tell you what, let's go ahead and go on over to one of the other early scenes early on in the film itself, shot at
Mhm.
Tucson High School, and we'll come on back because I have more questions for you, Bree, from with regards to, your position as an actress, what you brought to the table for All We Have, etc.
Mhm.
And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Okay.
Awesome.
Here, take my hand. This is it.
Oh! What's your problem? Yeah, I hope the rest of your stuff falls too.
Sorry about earlier.
All right, everyone, just like it says right there, all we have is now playing because we are now past February 26th. Yeah, so go ahead and check on Bree. I'm speaking too fast. Good God. Go ahead and check out all we have. It's at the Tucson Harkins Theaters, Tucson Spectrum 18 on the south side, right off of I-19 and Irvington. And this is it. This is the place. Like it's not a film festival. Nothing's wrong with film festivals. Let me go ahead and bring us back on camera, Bree. Or you know what? Actually, here. Let's show people where they can go. This is in the regular movie theaters, everyone, and all you have to do is go on over to the movie theaters, either online or in person. You buy a ticket right here, or you go on over to the actual box office itself, and online. You find all we have right there at the very top, and then you find the day and the time you want to show up. Purchase your tickets. You can even select your seats right on the screen, and bam, you're set. It literally is as simple as that because it literally is like going to see Wonder Woman, and I keep on citing Wonder Woman because it's one of the movies that's like right in the hallways that all we have is in. And so that's one of the things that makes me very happy, Brie, is
Mhm.
all we have, yes, it's not a big movie, it's a micro budget indie, but the thing is that it's competing. It's competing in the actual market because the good people
Mhm.
at Harkins said, yeah, you know what, we're gonna give you guys a shot. And I appreciate them so much for that. What are your thoughts and feelings with regards to, like, for example, when you first heard that it was gonna be in the movie theater, Brie?
I mean, it's what great company that we have there, right?
Hmm.
Being next to Wonder Woman and Safe House and all the little things like that is great company, you know. I think it's incredible that Harkins took a chance on us, and then they're seeing us reap the benefits of all of that. And no matter the budget of the movie, it's the heart of the movie,
Yes.
and the audience feels that when they step in. And I received so many nice messages and texts over the weekend after the opening,
Get out of here,
of
really?
people,
Really?
yeah, people really like that, pouring their heart out about it, saying that it moved them to tears,
Yeah.
they were glued to the screen, all of these things. And I didn't ask them, they didn't need to say that, but the movie spoke for itself, so I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
So let's talk back to your or let's throw back to your theater days when theater
Mhm,
you literally have a stage and it's all about the story and the characters that bring that story to life. And so I'm
mhm,
very proud to say that do I think all we have is a perfect movie or the greatest thing ever? No, I'm always going to be the first person to say these things, to knock it, just to get that out of the way. But I do believe
mhm,
it is a film that I'm so proud of because I got to work with you, with so many other greats to tell a
mhm,
story, a substantive story, Bree, that I feel was effective in touching people emotionally, intellectually, etc. On a lot of different levels, and hopefully they they got out of the seat, out of the theater seat itself, a little different, if not
mhm.
different period from when they first sat down. Talk to me about the power of story, Bree, and as
Oh,
an actress who brings characters to life, how important is story and the characters to that story?
I think that stories and film and media shape our lives more than a lot of things. When you're a kid and you go see a movie, you draw into the main character and like, I want to be like that.
Yeah,
And then you remember the things that they do and how they carry themselves and the things that they say, and then you become a part of them in a way.
yeah.
And I think it's a huge responsibility, but it's a great responsibility to carry as well. I think that it's an incredible thing to do because it blurs all of the lines of politics and religion. Nothing matters. We're all in the theater together.
Yeah.
We're all interpreting things differently. We have our own experience, but hopefully each time we're walking away, as, like you said, a little bit of a changed person for the better.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes me very happy when I see people, I see them I see their physiology when they walk in, the body language of like, all right, let's check out this movie. It's independent film or whatever. But then
Mhm.
afterwards, people like, yeah, maybe they're a little bit the reaction's a little bit tilted, yeah, because, if the director's there, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how'd you.
Of course.
Now, not that I'm running up to everyone. I'm not running up to people like, how'd you like the movie? But I can see it. I can see it in people's body languages, Brie, in their face. There's a change right here that happens because of the
Mhm.
experience that they had. And so I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of every single one of us that worked on this movie to bring this movie to life. I mean, honestly, like it's two things in this film. It's story and characters, and it was how you guys provided me with the scenes and the content, the video, to then be able to bring these scenes to life and be able to do so of a very effective manner, emotionally effective, etc. And so I'm thankful to all of you guys that I got to work with on
Mhm.
the movie. So Bree, let's go ahead and remind people once again that they can just go ahead and Google Harkins Tucson Spectrum 18, and if I could bring up the right screen, okay, here we go. Uh, there it is. You just go on over to the main page right there. All we have is at the very top, everyone, and then you click on all we have. Of course, the drop-down menu will give you the day you want to go and watch the movie and then the time. And as I said, let's go ahead and bring us back up on screen, Bree. As I said, the movie was just granted a second week run going into and restarting this coming Friday the 5th and going into Thursday the 11th. Good God, the 11th. That's like almost a halfway point,
Yeah.
in the month of March. And so
Mhm.
you have an opportunity to come, but come to the theater safely, meaning wear a
Mhm.
mask because they are asking that people wear masks, social distance, all that good stuff. No one's saying you can't go to the theater. Bree, you're gonna take your abuelita to the theater. Good God.
Mhm.
Everyone
Yep.
everyone can go to the theater. And
Everyone can
and I hope
go.
I hope your abuelita has a good time.
And
Um,
she has her vaccine, both
Really?
shots.
Oh, good, good, good. Even
Hmm.
better, even better. Then that makes me feel really, really better because somebody
Yeah,
somebody
me too. I,
recently told me like, "Hey, Edgar, I might not be able to make your movie this week because I'm gonna get a vaccine. It's an older person, older contact." And I'm
hmm
like, you know what? That's more important. That's more important than this. Your health is more important than this movie. But do I want you to watch the movie? Yes. So wear a
hmm
mask, social distance. You are permitted to remove your mask, eat your popcorn, eat your munchies. Once you are in the seat, you can't walk around breathing on everyone. Don't do that. But yeah, yeah, you can come and just watch this movie and enjoy this movie because Harkins believes in this film and the community believed in this film enough, Bree, to then come in out in full force. And here we are talking about a second week going into that. And so we'll see what happens afterwards. But I mean, it's just such a touching story, I think. But again, it could not have happened without you guys. Bree, how did you prepare? Because you said you journaled every night, from your
hmm
character's point of view.
Yeah.
What other techniques do you use in your toolbox to prepare for a character?
I use vocal warm up techniques. I would say that my character doesn't talk exactly like me, so I would have to, warm up my voice, get into a rhythm, and then I had a list of questions that I would always answer as my character before I started working, and getting
Yeah,
like the physical body and all of those things. Just a lot of techniques that I learned from college, that I learned throughout acting throughout my life. I think a lot of theater techniques I used were
yeah.
really helpful. Theater is incredible and film is incredible, but when you know the techniques from both and you marry them together, it's a very beautiful experience as an actor because you're getting all parts of the scope right into the character work.
And I've been blessed to be able to work with a lot of theater people that have, dipped their toes into film, a lot of film people
Mhm,
that have dipped their toes into theater. And
mhm,
so there's a lot to be taken away from to strengthen yourself, from what I've seen. I'm not going to say I've ever been an actor, but from what I've seen, there's a lot to be taken away from each to have
mhm.
both toolboxes with you to enrich your strategy in order to be able to make the characters come to life. Um, you know, characters it's where it's all at because here's one thing I was going to say, Brie.
Mhm,
It's always exciting, as being the director slash cameraman. I know what I'm getting and I know what I'm seeing because I'm the one filming it, but at the same time also I know what I want to communicate when I want to say, hey Bree, what if we tried a little this and even better, like if I'm showing you on the camera, I don't know if I did that
mhm.
with you, I did that with various
You did.
people to kind of show you guys like here's what I'm seeing and whatnot. But one of the most exciting parts about doing that was the ability for me to get lost in shooting. Now here's what I mean by that. There are some like, if it's a kissing scene or if it was a fight or if it was, whatever it was, I honestly had some moments where I'm like, are they actually fighting? Are they actually making out? Are they actually, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm,
because you guys made it that real, that you guys dropped,
mhm,
I call it dropping the acting and made it real. And when
mhm.
it's real, there's no faking that. And I think that shows in many, many moments in All We Have, in so many different scenes. What can you say about making it so real that it's not acting, it's not fake? Because that when you guys as actors and actresses do that, I'm marveled. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible to feel as an actor as well. I think when I do this kind of preparation for a role, I get very invested in the life of this person, like they are another part of me.
Mhm.
And I would say that it's just an incredible time when there was a point that I cried, that I had to cry. And I usually would, you know, prepare in a way for that. But I was so into the scene and invested, it became real for me. Like you said, it became real for the character living in my body that I was portraying. So when I cried, I didn't even have to think about building up the tears or anything. It just rolled out of me,
Yeah.
you know, just very naturally and organically. And my co-stars and everything, I have a lot of love for them, you know, even prior to the film as well. So it informed a lot for me, and I hope that that showed on screen.
Yeah, it definitely did. I would say it definitely did. And those were, I'll be very honest, those are the scenes that you are in, ironically enough, are some of the more powerful scenes. And those were
Mhm.
some of the scenes that I had a great time putting together because, if it was an argument, I would sit there, literally get a headache. I'd have to go on over to get some Advil from the medicine cabinet over in the room from my office because I was just hearing nothing but true fighting, true real fighting, and I'm just like, damn, this is really like they're actually screaming at each other, and with the acting aside, like you guys were going at it, and so I respect when you guys help me, the viewer, or the director of photography in that sense, in that moment, get lost in those moments. So Bree,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and again drop the big information on everyone. Everyone, we just recently got granted a second week run of all we have at the Two Sons Harkin Spectrum. So let's go ahead and flash that. If you just do here we go. Okay, here we go. So if you just go ahead and Google Harkins Theaters Tucson Spectrum 18, you'll find the main page. And of course, you go on over to all we have at the very top. Drop down is the date. And then, of course, you select your times for whatever date you want to go. Bree, you said you're going to be going not in about a week from now, right? You said you're going to be going
A week from today, I think.
in a week from today. Okay, so next Tuesday, you're gonna be there with your
Mhm,
abuelita. That's gonna be cool.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and so this is where you guys go and buy some tickets, and then so let's go ahead and run through the montage I've put together. I haven't showed this one. This is the new fresh piece of content. Um, this is a great montage of all the great people that came out to support and say, you know what, I'm going to support all we have starting on Friday night. Good God, Bree, especially Friday night. I wish you could have been
Oh yeah.
there because there was
Me too.
so much love and so much support that was there. But, at least, we've got some pictures. Not that one, that one's a little blurry. And then this is a Q&A afterwards. Everyone from, background to our main character, um, Natalia, played by Karen Marroquin, if I could slow down and maybe my throat's not closing up. And then afterwards, we all got to see each other. I had a good number of people. Brie, I had a good number of people tell me, you know what, this is the first time I go to the movies since last February of 2020 or
It'll be
or
my
or
first time
March.
too.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God. And that I'm honored. I'm honored when you and so many of the people tell me that you guys say, you know what, this is the one that I want to, mask up and go there safely, but to check out this movie. I mean, look at all that support right there on screen.
Well,
Or I don't know if you're seeing
mhm.
or maybe you'll catch it on the replay, Brie, but a lot of people
Yeah.
came out to support, and a movie like this, with which is totally possible with very little money, happens only because your community comes out and says, maybe they don't even know the script, the storyline, your vision, and they still say, I still want to be a part of something. I still want to partake, right? So then that's how the movie
Yeah.
gets made, and then afterwards a lot of times those people and many more other people in the public are also the ones to say, I'm also going to be there to support this, after patiently
Of
waiting. Um, and that's how this happened. That's how this happened.
course.
And so now the film is competing literally in the same physical building as, Denzel Washington on screen. Give me the name of Wonder Woman,
Gal
Gadal.
Gadot.
How do you say her name?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm a master of screwing up her name. Yeah, she's somewhere in the theater too, on the screen. And so far, all we have has staying power, because everyone came out and everyone said, you know what, I'm gonna put my money behind this. And so I'm forever grateful to every single one who came on out, friends, family, coworkers. I told people, hey, grab everyone that you can, your tias, because
Mhm.
and not only just from like a raw stance of like, let's support this film, but like literally like the movie's not, we don't know how long the movie's going to be there, but that's
Mhm.
determined by whether or not we're supporting it and whether or not we're, because like if McDonald's sees that no one wants to buy Big Macs, they're going to stop selling Big Macs. I know it's my food analogy, but like we get it from a market standpoint. That's
Mhm.
basically that's basically what I mean. And so everyone came out, even the later shows, from acting. Robert Linden acting is reacting. Yes, yes. Let's have you talk about that, Bria. Sorry, I just looked in
Mhm.
the comments over here.
Oh.
So far we have staying power, thankfully, but because everyone said, you know what, I want to watch this movie. So just like the graphic on screen says right there, now playing at the Harkins Theaters Tucson Spectrum 18. It's been there since last Friday, the 26th, and it's literally playing right now in the theater. I think the last show, and same thing with tomorrow, Wednesday, then Thursday, then the big news. Yeah, let's get us back on screen, Brie. Then
Mhm.
the big news, we step into the second week that we were just granted by the good people at Harkins, who took a shot on a tiny, tiny film and said, yeah, you know what? We'll take we want to work with you guys. Uh, um, you know, they gave this independent film, they gave all of us a shot, and here we are. But this is the real deal. Like I'm pumped, I'm excited,
Me
and
too.
it's an adrenaline rush because this is the market. Like this is the real movie theater. So, Bree,
Mhm.
Robert Linda says acting is reacting, and I
That's
entirely
right.
agree.
Mhm.
Go ahead and add to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think as an actor too, you have to keep your ears wide open. A lot of that is going to be being a good scene partner, you know? And it's just the same thing in life. Don't wait for your chance to speak, but engage and listen to the person who's talking to
Yeah,
you so you can have the most informed and gracious response,
yeah,
right? So I feel like when you do that in your normal life, it becomes stronger on screen or in theater or wherever medium you're performing in as an actor. I think really, really taking notice to other people and seeing them fully for who they are and not letting yourself get in the way of that, and your ego and things like that.
yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And acting is reacting, Robert. You got that nailed right on the head.
Very true, very true. And Bree, so I got a question. I got a question specifically
Mhm,
for, your role of
mhm.
Erica in the film. Were there any personal experiences that you brought into the film to where you're like, okay, I know somebody in real life that's like that character, and so this is how I'm going to go about it because I've been there, because I know, if it's somebody that you like, somebody that you don't like. But, was there any
Mhm.
of that you brought into the production?
Oh, absolutely. And being, the friend of Natalia. I have friends that are, getting in new relationships that feel certain ways, and I'm always helping them through it, talking them through it, being the shoulder to cry on or the ear to listen.
Yeah.
And I just turned on my best friend switch.
Yeah.
We always get into that mode where we're like, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk, we're gonna have a good time, but we're also going to be constructive and helpful and things
Yeah.
like that. And Karen and I, love you, Karen, by the way, if you're watching. We got along so well, and it felt just truly organic. So that when the camera was rolling, it's a beautiful thing when you forget and you're just present.
I was going to use the
And
word
that's what
natural, but I
happens.
like the word organic, Brie. I like the word
Mhm,
organic
yeah.
because I think there's something to be said for a movie like this, or yeah, it's not an action or adventure movie, no guns, no nothing like that. This is, you know, well, you saw my style of filmmaking. This is this type of filmmaking, and so
Mhm.
there's so much to be said with regards to the organicness that you guys as actors and actresses bring to the table. So, Bree, what do you say we go on over to the motorcycle scene as long as I hit the button and it actually comes up?
Yes, let's
Cool?
do that.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So let me go ahead and get us off screen and let's go ahead and enjoy the motorcycle scene where Andres and Natalia go riding on a motorcycle. There's obviously a whole lot more, so let's see what's
Mhm.
going on.
Ok, pues. Yo también. Ok, bye.
So what was that?
Muchas gracias, prima. Te lo agradezco.
No, aquí vamos a estar.
Hold on. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Surprise.
What's this?
Okay, look. I know it's not a motorcycle, but it's close enough, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you said you wanted to learn how to ride?
You're serious. What are you doing?
It's your turn now. hooked?
Yeah.
Gonna go out and buy one of these bad boys now?
I don't know about buy one of these bad boys, but they're definitely dope. Especially when you got this nice breeze hitting it.
Speaking of air, ready for some nerdy science?
No, but go ahead.
The hydraulic cycle. It's fascinating.
Explain.
Okay, let's say you've got a lake or an ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the sun's heat makes the water evaporate into the air, which turns into what? What's in the sky?
Clouds.
And from the clouds, we get precipitation that builds, and it has to be released in the form of
Rain.
and snow. And so that snow infiltration and rainfall runoff goes back into the bodies of water like lakes and oceans.
So what's your point?
Then in the case of water and oxygen, everything and everyone is connected. Like, you could be breathing the oxygen that was water for someone else in some other part of the world at some other point in time, and that they could be drinking the water that was oxygen for you at some point in time.
That's pretty interesting.
Well, what fascinates you?
My dreams. But lately I don't remember them.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Bree, just like it says right there, the movie has opened on February 26th. Oh, what's that? We're already past February 26th. That's right. It's already opened. It's already at the Harkins Theaters Tucson Spectrum. Oh, let me go ahead and that didn't last long. Jesus. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, it's at the Harkins Theaters Tucson Spectrum on the south side at Irvington and I-19, and it is there for everyone to enjoy, just like any other movie in the Cineplex. Thank you to Harkins for giving All We Have a shot. And Bree, I've had a blast having you on here to just chit
Thank
chat.
you. Me
Thank
too.
you so much for coming aboard, and I will I look forward to if we can talk about it more, or if I can get your reaction after you watch the movie in a week from today. You said.
Definitely.
And just to kind of hear what you have to say, about like overall or the big picture or whatnot. Just because I'm always learning too. But with regards to acting, how important is it to always be open to learning? Because you said there's always constant training going on that needs to be
hmm
going on. And the more I became acquainted with the acting side, I thought, huh, that's true. There always needs to be you always need to be doing something to stay fresh, to stay on top of it, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that that also comes with being a person who's interested in other people. Not just somebody who's interested in portraying other people, but you have to be interested in people on a very deep level to do this work. And even if you're playing somebody who you might not agree with, maybe you're playing the villain in a movie, maybe you're playing somebody who, has just a completely different lifestyle or outlook on life than you. You can't judge them, and you have to understand them. That's the difference, judgment and understanding. And I think if you practice that in your daily life with people anybody, the clerk at the grocery store, the guy changing your oil, anybody, and you
Yeah.
practice gratitude and true active listening, it will make you a better actor.
Very true, very true. And same thing always for me, also listening and observing human behavior. So Bree, let's go ahead and remind people just one more time with the graphic. There it is. Okay. Tucson, come on out to the Harkins Tucson Spectrum 18 on the south side, I-19 in Irvington. You can go ahead and just Google it. You'll come across this page right here, and then of course choose all we have right there at the very top, and then from the drop-down menu, the day and the time you want to show up, and that's kind of about it. Everyone, thank you. Oh, there we are, Bree. Okay. Bree, thank you so much for being on the show with no name, the All We Have show, I guess. And I appreciate your time, and thank you very much, Bree.
Of course, and thank you
So,
for everyone who's already seen the film, and please keep coming out and telling your friends, and I might see you in the theater next week.
cool. Well, thank you very much, Bree, and thank you everyone very much for tuning in, if I could speak correctly. This has been Brie Zepeda, and my name is Edgar Ibarra. And yeah, go check out all we have at the Harkins Theater Tucson Spectrum 18, now extended for a second week from, well, from now, it's in the theaters right now, but also extended for a second week beginning on Friday, March 5th, going into Thursday the 11th. So plenty of show times for you to go. Wear a mask, social distance, all that good stuff, but go ahead and enjoy it. Bye, Bree. I'll see you later.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
All right, you're welcome, Bree. I'll talk to you later.